What's up, beautiful people? We're at Nasca and we're going on a very small plane, which is why I journeyed here on the bus. Because I don't really like planes, and these are very tiny Cessna ones. And we're going to go see the Nasca lines from the air. And I'm going to take some footage, and then later we're going to do pick a glyph from the Nasca lines. So anyway, wish me luck as I go up in the air where I don't want to be. Actually, I dreamt about that last night, about flying, so it should be okay. What's it? So this is the tiny little plane I'm going on. I've got a certificate to say I've done the journey, but I haven't done it yet. But it'll be coming very, very soon. My knees and my legs are telling me we're getting on that plane very, very, very soon. Catch you at the other end of it. People, remember I'm only allowed a litre of sick. I've got cards in my bag too. Okay, pilots, put the thumbs up, here we go. Monkey. So, did you pick monkey? I probably did. I got the monkey shirt. I wanted it in orange, but they didn't have it in my giant size. So, monkey. Let's see. Ooh, that one got picked up by the wind. This is Autosanation de la Terre. I have got my phone if I need to translate, but I'm going to go with the images with this shamanic bootleg deck. Mother Earth monkeys. So interestingly, immediately, it's a 13. So we're looking at a regenerative frequency of creativity and connection. The Shaman of Earth. This is about connecting with the regeneration of the earth. And the Shaman de Tierra is like the Knave. It's like a feather in the wind. It's barely powerful. It's down to you to focus on this Madre de Tierra, this Empress frequency, to unblock things that just haven't been flowing for you. I want to say that there's a network within the earth. I want to say, I'm going to say. There's a network inside the earth, the fungus, the wild wood web, as we talk about. There's something about having been overpowered, overgrown, and it's about this wonderful, this is like the 10 of Cups. This is a massive healing frequency energy. So I've also got the Renaissance Tarot. So it begins with the Hangman. Interestingly, it's about the wrong priorities. And then the 6 of Cups. No, the 9 of Cups. Sorry, I was counting them wrong. It's because I saw the 6, the 9 the wrong way. You see, there's an energy of this staticness that's also in this overgrown statue, freeing yourself, coming down, and almost feeling alive with the dance. There's some kind of frequency that's about you actioning your place in the earth. And it is that shamanic energy of drum and dance, ecstatic dancing, will create this growth within the earth. There's something of the stork and wolf frequency. The wolf is not chasing you at the door anymore. It's not racing against the sun. It's allowing you to return to your own home. And then it ends here with the 2 of Swords. I'm always fascinated by this 2 of Swords because it feels like a major decision that you've been putting off has been not a choice of 2 evils, but just the wrong choice. You were caught in the wrong frequency, and it's that need to recognize the rebirthing of the earth, creating something wonderful and new for yourself. It's interesting, it's coming now, 9 of Cups, wish card. It's like having a blessing from Jupiter, but Jupiter is the arbiter, the giver of the wish. And it's Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter is back, having retrograded from Aries into Pisces. So there's something here of a grand wish to be part of the earth somehow. And that wish being granted by Spirit. Let's just get another couple of cards on this. And we have a couple. So we've got the initiation, which is actually card 12. you've got 12-12. You've got the hangman twice here. And so there's this real sense of it's time to stop sitting and waiting for Jupiter or whoever spiritually to come in. You're almost... This Four of Wands is so unlike a traditional Four of Wands. There's no sense of the happy home. This is having created some kind of home that you need to move on from. So there's something of the need to action your own descent from being hung, but also that actioning will clear the nightmares that you don't seem willing to understand. You'd rather just hold your own and not get involved in anything. So 2 more from the Golden Renaissance. There we go. Oh, 3. So we have the 8 of Cups. This is linking in to potential, the pregnancy, but also this, what is it that you're trying to create? What is your belly's fecundity trying to bring you? Because it's not a child. If anything, I sense it's a new life for you. Yeah. We've got the 8 of Swords. This sense of a need to decapitate yourself. It's the recognition. You need to recognize that your life is not what you dreamed it might be growing up. Somehow, without you noticing, you've moved into a territory of weight. This 8-8 is sitting as very heavy energy. And this searching in the ground for the healing frequency to grow from the earth is only going to happen when you let go of the old you. This is a transformative energy from Monkey, and it ends with the Fool. This notion of, I want to say being a big baby. I want to say that you're currently allowing yourself to be a great big emotionally unstable beast. And it's time to play with the little people. There's something coming across here as a kind of elven blessing coming through from the other side. The little people. There's a real energy of the little people. This shaman of the earth, I'm being told to look inside. This is that fungus. This is that network of magic within the physical world that is populated by all of these wonderful, gorgeous elves. So let's just see what comes. Oh, I have to go and get that one. What comes? El Loco Sagrado. A transformation, a new beginning. You got 0-0. This is the option for things to change, to transform. Yeah, and then you've got, it's kind of like the Hermit, but it's to be castigated. You've got to castigate yourself. You've got to wake up and recognize the torment in the roots of your tree of life. And it's going to be rewatered. You've got here the Knight of Cups. diving into a new cosmic ocean, and you've got the Madre, you've got Ran. This is an emotionally charged new frequency. So this need to grow only can take place when you recognize and tell yourself off for all the things that you once dreamt and allowed to slip out of your grasp. So monkeys, go for it. Find a way to transform yourselves. Whale. Did you pick whale? I like the whale. That was the first one I saw on the plane. So did you pick whale? Let's have a look at the energies, the message from the Nasca whale for the pickers of the deep dive. Whale, what messages do you have for the people here? Oh. So you've got 8, strength. There's a real sense here of frustration, size, yes, whale, massive creature, but there's a sense here of there is a kind of transformation, but it's like you are so angry with the earth that you're breaking things precious to you. Oh, we have a little wasp that's just come by. And wasps can sting things endlessly. It's coming back now that I've said its message. It's that ability to harm. So whale, you need to come out of that frequency. You have here another card that feels like your true strength. Controlled anger. That's what we've got. Flick at the tail, knock a boat over. Control your anger. Come in tune with yourself. See, look here. This bear's scared of this bear, and yet they're both you. They're both sides of you. And here you confront your true power. So confront your true power, whales, and you will have an encounter with spirit. And it's gonna feel deeply foreign to you, picking over your bones. It's gonna feel slightly naked. It's gonna feel something, it's like discomfort but joyous. It's a mixture of the two. But it's really about controlling anger. 868. 868. There's a mirror. Turn yourself around. Look at the opportunities that your anger is destroying. This is the Two of Coins, which is a transformation energy, but there's something here about this being both you. doing a deal with yourself. Make a deal with God and get him to swap out places. It's all about swapping places with your bad side. Controlling your power, being empowered. And having this, encounter with spirit. There's something of a shady deal been going on before. And incorrectly clothed. You're not dressed to your fullest. Now we've got the 10 of batons. What I'm drawn to in this card is the fact that the feminine frequency, as opposed to the masculine, holds the keys. So somehow your rage is obscuring the frequency of your love. So it's being blessed spiritually. All the while you're sitting in a force of fury, this spirit energy cannot reach you. Whereas in this card, you're flying high with the joy of the new. I don't know whether that's a little argument going on in there that you can hear, but it feels like this. It feels like this energy, and it feels like this energy in a way that can't be calmed. And that's exactly what this reading is saying. It's time to calm the energy. It feels like an energy where it doesn't matter what you're told, even what I'm telling you now, if you just keep your hands over your ears and keep raging and stamping your feet like Violet Beauregard, you're not going to make the transformation. You're not going to have this blissful, wondrous encounter with spirit. Oh, look. This is kiss and make up with yourself. The Two of Cups. Valet of Cups, sorry. It's this notion of coming back to self, coming back to calm, coming back to the frequency of your own self-love. And you've got the Ace of Batons, this frequency of being back in the growing part of your own personal Yggdrasil tree. You can't grow while you're still demonstrating this level of fury. You've got to find a way to bring peace to your own being. You've got to understand how to create self-control. Meet my self-control. So yeah, that's a really important frequency for you. I might have to go and get involved in that argument in a minute, just to ask him please to keep his voice down because we're recording. So Whale, what else do you want to say? What else do you want to say, Whale? Please tell me. So we have here the Knight of Earth. And it's interesting that you're on the white buffalo. The white buffalo is a creature that comes in and it runs and it runs and it makes creation and then it wears itself out and then it pops and it comes back to life. This encounter with buffalo spirit is what feels like it's due. Also, we talked earlier, the two bears, the angry bear. We talked about the lion, this frequency. And here now we have what is a similar frequency. Two parts are needed to create this. You need to work with your higher heart and your lower heart. You need to feel the power inside both love that exist. That spiritual, cosmic kind of consciousness love and that energy of bringing yourself into the physical world and loving all in the world around you. So, Madre Osa. There's something here about feeling a little embarrassed by yourself. So, you also have Espiritu Padre Buffalo. So you're not just riding this buffalo, but you've also got this frequency of sitting in the magic, the wonder, being at peace with your buffalo, your creativity. You're drawing up and planning and creating your entire cosmos. All of the end has got the rhythm. The last 4 cards, they're all tambour, they're all drum frequencies. And then it ends with this energy of implication, being separate to the matrix around you, understanding that it is somehow the matrix that's causing this separation. The way in which the world functions and your place within the world, you need to transform. So there's something about connecting powerfully with lion, bear and buffalo. Big spiritual encounters with big spiritual creatures from the whale of Nasca. So, hands. Did you pick hands? Well, you obviously did, or you wouldn't have gone to this section. Or you're in the premiere and you're watching them all. What's ale, all watchers? So, the hands. There's something about the hands that when you see them, you're upside down and they look a little bit like a chick with giant feet. So I turned it up the other way to make them look more like hands being raised. So what would the Nasca hands like to say to the lovely subscribers out there? What would the hands like to offer? Oh, you got a series of pairs. This is really fascinating. So we've got this energy here of being afraid of the shadows, but by turning and facing your shadows is what will create the turn of the drum of spirit. This is really strong energy. It's really got holy frequencies. I feel as though the one part that's missing is the energy of the condor. So you have the puma, you have Titi, you have the snake. So the snake, the condor and the puma are the Inca kind of trinity of frequencies. And you need to be more condor. You have to learn how to float effortlessly, maybe through meditation, maybe through some kind of prayer or ritual. It's an eagle, but it is here on the dance of the sun. So there's this notion of needing to focus and feel the fluidity of air, the clouds, the condor on the thermals. You know, the condor is the biggest of all the birds, and yet it flies so gracefully, using so little energy on thermals. And that's you with your spiritual world. You need to understand how to create something more gentle and more cerebral. And there's something about not being comfortable grounding, because the condor needs to fly, but you've got the energy here of snake, which is the earth, the skirt of Gaia, and you've got the puma, the jaguar, Titi, from Lake Titicaca, the rock of the puma. And there's something about you being frightened by the physical world and retreating to a created world, but you've got to land your condor. That's interesting. So you have the dance of the sun. The dance of the sun is the flight of the condor. It is the thermals created by the sun's heat that rise through that canyon at Colca that we went to see, and that notion of being so fearless at height. And then you have, and this is, they're following each other, 19 and 20, evocation, which they translate as evocation. But what's interesting here is the fact that it feels as though for you, the hands, it's to do with the sun and the moon. There's something about the tune of the moon, the sound of the moon, like a kind of, there's some kind of energy where you're more happy to tune in to a kind of joyful celebration, but you're absolutely petrified of facing emotions. It's like when somebody says, I love you, you won't say anything because you won't know what to say. And yet, spirit is somehow playing a moon pipe, playing a moon tune, trying to encourage you to be, like a djinn of emotions. You know, you need to comfort your emotions, and some new spiritual djinn, shamanic you, can then come out. This energy here feels like cardinal emotions. We've got 3 crabs. It's almost like, it's sort of saying that this dance of the sun that's going on here is not the true emotion, because it's the dance of the sun and the moon. It's not the sun alone, it's sun and moon. And you're not getting that frequency. You're playing on the drum of life. You're working with the drum of life, but it's not the right frequency because it's got no emotion. It's a cold drum. You've got to get more emotional. And spirit, in the spirit world, they're almost giving you CPR here. And it's almost too much sunshine. It's almost too much life force and no night force, no emotional force going on, if you're honest with yourself. But that's also something that has to be worked on. So let's have a little look at the Renaissance. I'm not taking that one because it didn't fall. Oh, That one didn't fall either. We have strength, la force, and we have the 7 of coins. There's a real, you have to break the coldness of your emotions. This is very alchemical, this kind of Verona-esque Palladian world. You've got to break it down. This is, there's something about this energy frequency, because it has no emotion. It's as cold as, it's as cold as prostitution is what they want me to say, but I don't know what that means, other than, because I don't want to insult people out there working as sex workers. What does it mean? It means that you're allowing tokenism. That's the way they want to say it. There's like a tokenist survival, and you've got to break that tokenism. That notion, there is an energy of being in not sexless relationships, because there is something sexually cold about this energy. It's going through motions to keep this life. They're the shadows. There's something about the shadows here that you can't face that will move your drum. Our sexual wounds. Sorry it took so long to get there, but you've got to break the columns, the rigidity. It's really interesting. There is a real sense, there's a real sense of no touching, don't touch, coming through these cards. Oh, and it's the hands. Okay. This is a difficult energy. It feels cold. It feels isolated. It's like a battle within relationship, within marriage. And look, at the end, this guy, he doesn't have to be a guy, but this figure, he's just dropping the tokens that keep you barely alive, is left alone, and he can keep all that coinage down here, because the need for you to move your spiritual drum, to move your entire world, to transform your nightmares, is way too important. So, hands. Hands to hold a baby. There's a lot of cards here. We've got the Shaman of Earth, Madre Cuerva. This is like Queen of Swords, but it's Queen of Crows somehow. It's coming across as. It's coming across as Dark Moon Lilith frequency. It's almost, I get that sense that Dark Moon Lilith ain't looking at you. You're not empowering yourself in any way for Dark Moon Lilith to get a kind of a thrill on. And this is you being suffocated, being turned, being petrified, turned to stone at the drum of another. And look, spirit is reaching out. Spirit is trying to reach out. But in the chaos of the world around you, I feel you're very frightened. Extremely frightened. Preparation. What's interesting about this card is there's a frequency of taking all of the chaos, all of the trauma, all of the experiences, and building them into a throne to empower you. See how your experiences create your meditative space for growth. And then there's something about you are the one calling in your own demons and the other existence. You are the creator of your own nightmares. You are the one who is not allowing yourself to move freely here. 5 and 13. You know, this is kind of Hierophant, and the other one is the Death card. The other existence. The other existence is actually your existence now. This frequency here that needs transforming. This idling by the shore, just playing drums, doing things for everybody else. Everybody else's pleasure. What's your pleasure? How are you going to make your world happen? And then I love this one. There's something about recognizing your truth in the mirror, in a window, in a pool of water. There's some moment that comes that will trigger that transformation for you. And then you can turn everything around. You'll be able to work forwards. And then you have the Six of Cups. This energy here is, it's like there's many options, but you've got to see your naked truth to move forwards. But it's also a reconnection with your soulmate, but your soulmate being you in the mirror. Here comes the mirror man. You in the mirror is the solution to your nightmares. You've got this. And then I sense that's who's looking, waiting to turn and face you in the mirror and offer you her hand to transform you. Beautiful stuff. Parrot. Did you pick Parrot? Pieces of 8. So, let's give these a rifle. I started your reading just now. Same cards came out that came for another reading. And then the ball bearing fell off somehow. And I had to go in search of it. It'd gone into a groove because the floor's got lots of grooves in. Maybe that's got something to do with your reading. It's very Nasca lines. So, Parrot, what would you like to say to the people that picked your glyph. Ooh. So, the other existence. Card 13. Tuning in to another existence. There's something about the human aspect of the voice box of a parrot that is like another existence. So we also have the implication and the spirit of Father Buffalo. So I want to say that you're having the wrong dreams, or you're reading them wrong, or you're seeking another to read and interpret your dreams and they're not telling you the truth. It's got to be your own intuition. There's some kind of, there's a charlatan-like energy rubbing you up the wrong way, and it's, oh, there's a really heavy energy, and Father Buffalo is trying to reach out to you. Father Buffalo is trying to bring you a sense of peace, but you're caught up in some kind of ecstatic trance. You've read a book maybe, and you're following it blindly. Well, not blindly, you got your eyes wide open. Interesting. But it's not your pathway. So, Father Buffalo, Parrot, oh my goodness. There's an energy of scattering. So, this is scattered. These cups are scattered. You're in the wrong existence. This card of castration, it's meant to be the Two of Batons. It feels as though you've recently, either, as I said, through reading a book or through some kind of spiritual guide, you've been led down a cul-de-sac. And somehow, even though you've got these, you've noticed the two new cups, you understand the frequency, but they're just chopping your balls off. They're not the truth. And there's something where you need the buffalo to bang you really hard to bring you around. I mean, look, the pathway you're currently on, it's not going anywhere. It's going up, yes. Vibrationally, you're going up. But when you get to this podium, what is the implication of dreaming or interpreting your dreams incorrectly? I don't know. Going to shuffle some more cards. So Parrot, that's a bit heavy, man. So, El Cazador de los Demons. You're conjuring demons. Look, on a spiritual level, demons are our own negative thoughts. But you're passing down a spiritual cul-de-sac, and you've got a listlessness to you. But at the same time, there's a kind of strange ecstaticness that's just lighting the path further and further down this cul-de-sac. And it's not a problem. It's really not a problem. There's something about the demons. Pretty bird sounds. The demons are the light in some way. This is a pathway you're meant to be on. And somehow, Father Buffalo, the healer, the king spirit of cups in this energy, is the darkness. You've got to somehow recognize the opposition to transform. And then we have La Canoa de los Espíritus. So this is like the Six of Wands. You've got to allow Spirit to sail you high above your towering nightmares. There's something about flying without wings, I want to say. There is a bird, there is a plane, and yet you need to fly high on emotions, not spirituality. It's almost like your drive, this book you may have read, this person that may be interpreting your dreams, somehow they're giving you this frequency that's not allowing you to see the emotional thermals that you can fly along. It's really fascinating. There's something toxic that needs cleansing around you. We've got another 6. We've got frequency. I get the feeling from this card that your current spiritual, philosophical pathway is so lofty that it lacks the fun, the grounding. There's something where you've become so spiritually serious that none of the animals in the park want to play with you anymore. It's something like that. It's something where, you know, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, float above the toxic world so that you can journey back to the center of your own tree. You've got the emotions that need lifting, but you've reached a point where you can't lift your emotions anymore because, and this is interesting, I always talk about fire comes first and it's ideas. You're holding ideals, emotional ideals, that are keeping you above a toxic world. Look, we've got this. We've got the misinterpreted dreams. We've got the toxic world, the skyscrapers all around you. But you're missing this. And what you're missing is the ideas, the true ideas for your emotions. You've got your ideas of spiritual journeying round the wrong way. And here is the shaman of fire. To bring the true spark, to spark you back to this tree, to spark you back to this tree. You see, there's something about the tree where the parrot is absent, right? The parrot is the thing. The parrot is this figure misguiding you. That's the point of this. The parrot wants to say that you're... Bye. The parrot wants to say that you're being lulled or being mesmerized by the wrong words, another's words, when you should be your words. Oh, wrong one. I want to just end with, so what can you do about it? What does the parrot want you to do about it? So it's a choice. You've got the Queen of Swords. And I'm telling you, this Queen of Swords, she ain't nice. You got the Queen of Swords and you got the Empress. It's a choice you make. If you want to carry down this bleak world, do it. You're entitled to do it. Or you can unblock you and listen to you. It's like these two are these two, but they're also the other way round, because you can't see the wood for trees. You can't see your own personal Yggdrasil tree. You need to put fire, passion behind your emotions. There's something about these emotions that you're riding on, this distorted, deceiving emotions that are colouring your world with a palette of distortions. And look, it's not wrong. All of these things, even when they feel like deeply heavy messages, they're for our own good. They're so that we can grow effectively. So, Parrot, you need to speak for yourself and not let others parrot for you. Hummingbird. Did you pick Hummingbird? So, what is a colabri? The hummingbird. Cuente, I think it is in Quechua. What does the hummingbird want to share with you? They've been quite powerful messages. I think that's partly these cards. Oh. Hummingbirds all over the place because it can fly forwards and backwards. So, what have we got? We've got Espíritu de las Aguas Puras. The spirit of pure emotions, pure waters. That couldn't be more hummingbird. It really couldn't be more hummingbird. Oh, the Knight of Fire and the Collector of Souls. Whoa. I feel there's a stickiness here. A stickiness in your soul. A stickiness in your cells. A collection of ancestors all around you. Now, you need to look at the bigger picture. Because this spirit of pure water is seen on a giant turtle from the Galapagos Isles, I can only assume. And there's something about this being a moon cycle, because the back of a turtle has 28 little tiles around the edge. I forget what they're called. And then 13 of the main ones. So it's 28-13. It's the 13 moon cycle calendar. So there's a period of time. There's a period of time, but also, like I'm saying, a month. But also, it's grown over centuries, millennia old, bigger picture is this collection of ancestors around you. And there's something here about this knight that's sliding down the snake. Fearlessness is a really important frequency. And there's a kind of grandparent, ancestor who began this story somehow. They began this tale that's created this collection of ancestors all around you. So what are we doing with it? What are we doing with it? What are we doing with it? I want to say wishing it away. We've got the Nine of Cups. Jupiter has just moved today, and a bit yesterday, depending on where you are in the world, back into Pisces, retrograding, and that is the Nine of Cups, the wish card. It's time. The next month from when you're watching this is time to do this. What are you doing? I feel it's releasing ancestors. There's like it's like this old collector of souls, this grandparent frequency has woken back up. 2-2. So we've got the High Priestess and we've got the Two of Swords. So the High Priestess is again linked to the moon. She's the papess in this card. She holds a key. There's something about he, she, grandparent, ancestor holds the key, but they can't touch it and turn it in the lock. That's what you have to do. They can offer you, and they are offering you, support, blessings, will. They're offering you ancestral blood stories for power. But you've got to reach a point where there's something that's swimming around your heart that's almost choking you somehow. But you've got to move past that inability to feel purified. The spirit of the purifying waters is somehow working here with this original ancestor, like an inevitable deal has been struck to clean you up. And there's something about you being, your heart being the keyhole, and you've got to place all of your ancestors in your heart and turn the lock and then release them. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. It's coming across in this card as feeling almost too huge, too massive, something you're frightened of. Here, look. Can you survive? Yes, you can. I want to say there's something about this. You're currently seeing ancestor connections everywhere you turn. And it's actually synchronistically beautiful, but it's disturbing you. It's stressing you out. It's giving you this Two of Swords. It's like this is too simplistic a story as a tale, and yet it's so massively profound. You're almost walking on eggshells in fear, and yet there's something about fearlessness. Is the dream, is the ancestral tale, this energy around the heart that the hummingbird is talking about, is it just simply you've got to wash the fear out of yourself? I didn't take that card because it didn't drop, but I stopped and looked at it because it was a bit soft porn, and I do hate that. So the Ace of Fire and the Lovers. What am I seeing here? Yes, burn away the fear. Burn the flesh from all your fears. Burn the flesh from your ancestral fears. Release the ancestral fears and feel pure love. It's Hummingbird. What else did we expect this story to be? You are the key to your own fearlessness. You are both the key and the lock. Whoa. Look at this. I just need to look up one word for you. I do know it. Because Carla Clayton told it to me, and I was like, of course it's that. It's clouds, I think. Nubis.
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow? That's not right. The shaming of marshmallow is clouds. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why it said that. Just spell it wrong. No. Let's put clouds. Nubis. See? Marshmallow. I guess because they look like marshmallow. So you've got the knight and the shaman. The knight is coming in as this power, as the editing suite, as the extreme wielder of the two swords. At the moment, she's holding the two swords. You're standing on them because you don't really want to face, all the while you don't face it, this ancestral beast is just dealable with. But you got to face it. You have got to go in with this kind of cloud energy, this spiritual strength. I've forgotten her name. There's a wonderful Irish folk heroine who rides on a giant bird. Anne Harrod? No, that's not right. Someone type it up. And then at the end of it, it's really weird because This is a backward step, but this is you empowered. The bird is no longer needed to fly in on. You fly on your own power, your own cloud power. So, hummingbird, how are we ending this? That's so fascinating. So, this, I can't pick it up now. This transformation frequency from standing on the swords to flying in your own clouds, your own air frequency, is being repeated as the ending of the collection of souls, the fear around you. You free yourself from the beast of fear. And look, flying again in air. Flying in air. And then we have the 5 of coins and the 4 of wands. They're very strange. They feel like an unresolved energy still. There's something else that has to take place within the heart. These feel like lower heart, higher heart, but there's something there with the child that it's a homeless child. There's no longer a home for the child of fear in your heart. Oh, there's a card over here. The 10 of coins. There's something here that's about a transformation of one heart, the physical heart, standing empowered, standing in a kind of, you know, this is sort of apprenticeship energy and this is master energy, but we've got this alone. I need another answer to that one. Ah, it's on the bottom. I said just turn it over. It's the lovers. It's coming, bringing 2 hearts into one, making some kind of creation, a renewal, a conjoining of your physical and your spiritual or consciousness, bringing the 2 loves together. And you've got this frequency twice. It's going to happen. You can work through these fears and make an enormous transformation. It's beautiful stuff. And what else could we expect from the hummingbird but the lovers twice? So, that was Hummingbird. Colabri. Tree. Did you pick the tree or the tree of life, the Yggdrasil, with the road going desperately close to it? So let's see what the message from the Nasca tree will be. I think we might get interrupted very shortly because there's a guy that's just come out to sunbathe and he puts music on. I did ask reception if they would just stop all the music while I did these readings, because otherwise I can't put them out. So I'm getting a bit of a hot foot down that side. The sun's crept round. So, tree, what would you like to say to me and thee? The message from the Nasca tree. One card to begin with. It's the Three of Drums. There's something, I've had this card before, but it's coming across differently. This is a card of not collaborating fully with the world around you. Oh, now they're getting very... There's something very Pisces about the energy. We've got a 13. We've got a dreamy energy, but there's something about pacing time. There's a divine, precise moment on the precipice of almost falling into the dream. And then we've got the Hangman, the initiation. It feels like there's some sort of mesmerism going on. It's like there's a continuous promise of a creativity around you, but you keep stepping backwards and going in to a static motion. It's like you keep being given prescient moments and then you go into denial about them. So, and now we've got two. Oh, that's so interesting. Do you stay trapped, unhealing, hanging? Do you stay there, or do you embark upon a freedom, a new kind of healing emotion? It's interesting because it's got my least favorite thing. The fairy stack, although they are said to have a traditional element to them, there's something about, in this representation, there's a kind of, I want to say like New York trap. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's the trappings of skyscrapers. These, you've almost built up a prison around you of brick, like a tower. It's a tower, a series of towers. And she don't look pleasant, this one. She looks almost maniacal. And there's something of living zombie frequency, just drudgery. And yet there's this wonderful freedom of the soul that's in all of us if we choose to live outside of those mundane structures. Some beautiful birds chirping when the plane goes away. I can't moan, I've just been on one of those planes to get these lovely Nasca line readings for you. So, tree. So, we have the 6 of coins. It's interesting that this is being in the now, but there's something about this one where it's a false now. Again, it's that movement backwards that you keep sort of referring to. And then you have the Ace of Swords, justice, the equilibrium. It's again, you're offered with a choice. How long do you want to stay trapped? How long do you want to hang around? When are you prepared to go with the flow of freedom so that you can transform your existence? 13, 12. It's a backward step. You need to take 12 to 13. You need to be inspired. It feels like Spirit keeps creating an escape route, and you kind of tell the guards, Spirit's helping me to escape by doing this, and so you don't do it. So we have the Emperor. You see this, it feels like an energy of the world around you constantly trying to dominate you and to trick you, because you've got the magician or the juggler. There's something about you being like, since childhood you've just played all the games and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They've got you. You're there. You're trapped. And yet you're free. Your freedom, the equilibrium, the justice is deep within you. But it's a Pisces daydream. Why would you keep telling the gods how you're going to escape? 3 of Swords, heartache. 2 of Coins. This is coming across as comparing yourself to others. My heart hurts more than your heart. You know, I've got a better paid job than you. It's all of that kind of frequency, and that's what keeps you authoritatively sealed into the mundane. Remember, there is this moment that just keeps offering itself to you and you keep fouling it up somehow. 4 of Swords. This is often seen as a healing, but what I'm seeing this as the jailer, offering the jailer the tools that you have within your own spiritual power to escape. That's the energy I'm seeing there. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do to get you past this? It's interesting. You have to understand the other you. This is a message that these Nasca lines are really trying to bring out. Understand there's another you, this you, the free you that doesn't get stuck. And then just climb your way out of your prison. Spirit animals here. This energy is coming across as kind of like, it's like an empress energy. She's like, if you just climb the top of the skyscrapers, go past all these towering toxic blocks, and you will realize that there's a whole other garden on the roof, hidden from view. The penthouse, you can't go there. You can go there. You can have any of this. But you have to change the narrative to your story, not read the papers that tell you their story, the emperor's story, the trickster's story. You need to allow that to change. The bragger's story, that you're caught in. So what happens? What's up on that roof garden? What's up on that roof garden? You see, we've got the 9 of batons. This is like, what's on that roof? Not this. What's up on the roof? Well, this, yes, handing out cash to anyone. But what's really up on the roof? Your strength to break the tower, to break the structures that hold you stuck. So that's the message. I feel like I just want... Let's look at the bottom. No. I want to just have one more card. What's awaiting on that roof garden? What's awaiting on that roof garden? Is there another card? It's on the floor. Let's bend down and get it. Oh, harmoniousness. It's like the 2 of cups. It's not love, but it's kind of, it's the energy of being healed and in harmony. Interesting, there's a parrot in there. Should have come out in the parrot reading, but it came out in the tree of life. So, there's a harmoniousness when you break free from the thought matrix that holds you trapped. Can you see the water wells, the spirals that pull water up from deep below? They're somewhere on the landscape. I'm kind of getting a bit nervous now because I can't see them and it's a one chance. Where are they? There they are. Aquifers, gorgeous. So that was a short trip, and it was a very short trip, but I guess there's so many other people who want to see them in little planes that they can't all be up for hours. So now we're coming into land and I'm a bit nervous. Ooh, watch out for that cow. Thanks for watching, thumbs up, and any donations are gratefully received. Mwah, mwah, mwah.